We're going in order of most Googled.
Okay.
As in starting from least Googled out of the top 10 to most.
Okay.
So surprisingly, number 10 is how to be happy.
Is that a philosophical question, or is that just
Well, you can rephrase it as how do you be happy?
Or is that just a cry for help? You know, how to be? Why?
Please tell me.
Why are we getting 15,000 monthly searches in the US alone on
seems
how to be happy?
Than
I was about to say that's not as much as I thought it was going to be.
Well, I guess because they're asking AIs now. What does Google say when you Google this? Actually, can you
Grok, how do you be happy?
I'm actually kind of curious what answer they get.
Yeah.
Let's have a look. How to? Okay, NHS.
How to be
is number
happy.
one. Why is the NHS?
Enjoy yourself.
Enjoy.
Okay, well there we go.
Well, we figured it out, guys.
Yeah.
Having a soak in the bath. Okay, well there we go. Right.
Oh, there you go. Meeting up with friends for coffee. Doing something you're good at.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's so funny because you can tell that the UK as a nation is unable to do anything without drinking because they're like, coffee, I guess. Meet them for a coffee. There's nothing else. There's no other suggestions.
how to be happy? Sink a pint.
Yeah.
How to be even happier? Sink another pint.
Well, let's go back to the list. Let's not get.
Yeah.
I don't want to limit your alcohol intake. This is wrong. This is
That's
so wrong. This is so wrong.
Sound like good advice.
Stupid.
Wow.
And woke. Quite frankly, woke.
Yeah, whoa.
Well, before we start tackling the question of how to be happy, I got to ask you boys: are you happy?
Okay.
Are you happy?
I want to reframe your question. Sir.
Okay.
Do I know how to be happy? Yes.
But are you?
Well, that's a tough question. I think I'm happy, but also it's such a fluid state. I think being happy.
Fluid state.
Yeah, because you could.
Because you can always be happier.
If you ask me if I'm happy and I spilt my coffee like all over my one shirt that I brought today,
Yeah.
I'm happy, but fuck, I'm pretty pissed off. So I think it changes, but on the grand scheme of things, of course.
Yes, retrospectively.
I think, as someone who's alone with my thoughts a lot, I think happiness.
You say it like I don't.
I think happiness is a bait. I think happiness is a bait. You don't really want to be happy.
You couldn't sound more British right now, brother.
Happiness is a bait. Do you know who's the most happy in the world? Fucking probably like heroin users. As soon as they shoot up. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. Happiness.
You're wrong.
I think when you do that, you like almost get down to that basic instinct of getting the next survival hit.
Well, that's the whole point, right?
Maybe that's better. I don't know.
When you ask,
maybe I should just do heroin. I'm thinking about this.
Try it out.
Yeah, just become a drug user. You'll be happy for a few hours, and then you'll come down to the.
It's artificial, guys.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
artificial.
That's the point.
I know I've mentioned it all the time, but I think the reason why a lot of people don't like swimming is because, my God, you just have to think. You have nothing to do but think about life when you're swimming. It's kind of boring.
Why swimming?
Because you got nothing. All you hear is fucking water in your ear.
It's because you're not running. You can't watch your favorite TV shows.
Yeah, exactly. I find that I think that's why I didn't like it for a long time. Is that I didn't like this idea of having to force myself to just think for 50 minutes and not have any external input.
Well, there's your problem. You're too reliant on external inputs.
All right, real question.
Okay.
When is the last time you took a shit? With
About 5 minutes ago.
With no phone.
Oh.
When was the last time?
Yeah.
When was the last time you raw dogged a shit? Actually?
Probably when I accidentally left my phone behind and I'm already I'm too deep in it.
Yeah.
I'm already puckered up.
Yeah.
Turtles mid poke.
Yeah.
I gotta go.
Yeah.
Where it's the desperation is too real. Where it's this is not my priority right
Yeah,
now.
I think I do it more than I could answer you.
Yeah.
Because I don't keep track of it's not that remarkable that I keep mental note. Yes, that one time I took a shit without my phone. Truly a joyous occasion. I had 7 minutes time.
I have more times than not where I obviously will bring my phone in when I'm taking a shit, but I'm not on my phone the entire time. I'll be on my phone for a little bit and then I'll have to put it down and be like, all right, I need to lock in.
Okay, but also you take the longest shits in the world.
Yeah.
So if I, was shitting the length that you were, aka a Christopher Nolan film, I would probably need to not have my phone.
How long is your average shit?
I knew this would get to it within 10 on fucking
He started it.
It took 5 minutes for us to get there.
You guys know how long my average shits
You
are.
are you know those like graphs of like the classic bell curve.
Yeah.
Garnt is definitely on the like
On the far end.
the 99th percentile. Like you're up there, bro.
I mean, it also depends on what I've been eating the night before as well. That's a big factor of that's a big factor of the time commitment.
If I have diarrhea, it's like a fucking shotgun blast, and I'm like, I'll come back later. And sort
Although if I have spicy food, you have this thing where I swear to God, you're like your anus just
sphincter.
whatever the fuck, man. It just feels.
I don't
that
actually
shit.
know if there is a sphincter.
Well, that's the muscle, right?
Right.
Yeah. Yo,
Great word.
It's like burning. It feels that shit, and you need to go on cool down.
Yeah, it's true.
You know,
That's true.
You can't just stand up because you're just
You
like.
shot your alt now. You gotta wait for the cool down.
I agree with you. What does this have to do with happiness again?
So I'm trying to shit less without looking at my phone.
Okay.
Because number one, it makes me go faster, and number two, like I said, there's not enough time in the day where I feel like showers is one thing, but there's not enough time in the day where you're just allowed to be alone with your thoughts and really think about how your life is going. Are you happy? Well, how the fuck can you know if you're happy if you're not, actually. If you're not actually reflecting, happiness the reason I say happiness is a bait is because a lot of times happiness is kind of just like a feeling, it's like, it's a signal to your brain. You can be happy watching a fucking TikTok video. You can be happy getting a serotonin hit off getting a 5-star on Gacha, To me, what I think people should be chasing is fulfillment. I agree. I think fulfillment is a deeper, I'm trying to find the right words without using happy. It's
elation. Open up thesaurus.com.
It's a deeper satisfaction with yourself and your own life,
Yes.
Because
I agree, because I think the biggest bait when it comes to the question of how to be happy is comparison. The moment you start comparing your life to another person's life, then
that's the famous saying.
Yeah.
Comparison is the thief of joy.
Absolutely. It's like the moment you start looking at another person's life and thinking to yourself, oh man, they're happier than me, therefore I am unhappy with my life. That's the biggest bait, because you could be living a perfectly happy life, but if you see someone that has a quote unquote happier life than you, whatever metric you want to like look at that at, then it completely sucks up all the joy out of your life. And I agree with Gon, where it's like, it's a matter of looking at your life retrospectively and thinking to yourself, all right, am I where I want to be physically? Am I where I want to be mentally? Am I where I want to be socially? If all of that lines up to a standard that you have set for yourself, then you're happy. And who gives a fuck if there are people who are quote unquote happier than you? Are you happy? If the answer is yes, then you've made it.
Well, it's kind of like, do you have all your needs fulfilled? And obviously money is kind of, it's a massive factor in that, but it's not the only factor. Do you have the friends that you want? Are you doing something that makes you feel fulfilled and content? It's hard to recognize what's missing in your life if you don't have time to properly think about it. And to me, I'm pretty much always constantly on a journey of self-reflection to see what my, what is missing from my life. Is anything even missing from my life? Will I get to the point where I sit down for a shit and I'm like, I'm good.
I'm always happy to take a shit because it's one of those brief moments where you get a moment to yourself.
Yeah.
You get a moment free of outside worries.
Yeah.
That's why men love showers as well, right? That's the same thing.
Love a shower, love a bath.
Love a bath, all that kind of stuff. It's funny because like this kind of ties into a book that I'm currently reading right now called The Chaos Machine. And it's this like nonfiction. I forgot the name of the guy, but he's like a co-founder of Vox. And he wrote this book called The Chaos Machine. And it's basically a book about how social media has like irreversibly changed human sociology and like psychology to the point where it's like we are long fucking far gone.
Yeah.
I don't know, I think it can all be undone.
You think so?
Yeah.
I think it's too ingrained. Because like the thing with social media, and I know this is going to sound like a social media bad thing, but like the thing with social media that I have found from doing it for the longest time, as with the jobs that we all have, is that how you use it and how much you use it can either be like a spoon of sugar or it could be poison, right? And it's I think in this day and age, especially with how social media is integrated into all of our lives, regardless of if you're a content creator or not, is just it's all about regulation and it's all about like balance, right? Like I'm not saying that like social media is inherently bad and everyone should just stop using it, because social media has done a lot of great things for all of our lives. It's given us all jobs. It's, you know, connected families. It's connected friends. It's, you know.
I think it's bad.
You think it's bad?
Yeah, I think it's bad.
Why so?
Just doesn't seem good.
Explain. As a social media user, please explain.
I don't know. There's seldom times where I see anything of happiness on there.
No, okay. That's all the more reason then you should read this book, because
Yeah.
it also goes into how social media companies and like Silicon Valley and stuff have like tapped into why negativity seems to proliferate more on social media than anything else.
Yeah, I mean, I think
It's a great book.
in the first era of it, it was good.
Yeah.
But it has gotten, I think the problem is people who run these things can't be trusted now. And that's
Yeah.
the biggest problem.
Yeah.
And that's why I feel like none of them are particularly great anymore.
Well,
Then why do you still use it?
Pays the bills. That's my job, man. And
Fair
also, you know, I think, you know, trying desperately to carve out a space that I feel is fulfilling. You know, using it for, you know, stuff like charity, which is like another crazy thing that I would never have been exposed to that aspect of it. So there are definitely a lot of ways where I think it has been really beneficial. I think just right now as a net whole, it's most certainly by far a net negative.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Well, I think the problem with social media in its current iteration is that it is too effective at hacking the brain.
Yeah.
You know, you talk about you talk about how it rewires your brain. I think in the first few iterations, we had that balance of being able to stay beyond social media and get all the benefits from it, but also separate ourselves when we needed to.
Yes.
And now these companies have gotten so effective at hacking our brain that, you know, it's kind of like you almost have to treat it like a drug, you know, where with any addicts, you see so many people in the modern day being like, I am going cold turkey. I'm just going to unplug for a second for a bit, right? It's almost like there is never, I'm going to just go back on it a little bit. It's like, it's either, for example, with Twitter, it's either you are fully engaged or you have to uninstall that shit. You know, that there's no in between anymore, because it's so fucking hard to manage that shit, because it is addictive. It is worryingly addictive.
And I truly believe when it comes to that kind of stuff too, like you hear a lot of arguments of people saying like, oh, I don't use Twitter, or like I don't use Facebook or any of these social media sites. I'm just a passive observer of what's going on. Like I'll go onto it, but I don't post anything. I don't interact with anything. I genuinely do not think there is such a thing as a passive observer of social media anymore, because by being on it, you are inadvertently being exposed to things that you otherwise probably would have never seen, especially when it comes to things like Twitter, now that it's become so fucking lopsided in terms of like extreme opinions, or, you know, just of outrage that is just there to like rile up a bunch of people because it's either entertaining or, in the case of Twitter, it pays the bills. So like I truly do think that this healthiest thing to do is to just, as Garnt said, just go cold turkey. But at the same time, it is a drug, and once you're in it, it's so hard to back away from. It's so hard to just be like, all right, I'm completely out of this now. Because now it feels like you're missing out on something. Even though you going onto those social media websites, every time you go on it, you're just like, I don't like this. I don't, why am I on here? And then you immediately close it down, right? But you find yourself going back to it, like, you know, being at home and opening the fridge to see if food is spawned, right? Like it's not gonna, nothing has changed. And you're going to be disappointed every time. But for some reason now, it's just hacked our minds to be like, I need to go onto it because the world is here now. And everything I want to learn is here. But not knowing that there are other alternatives that you can go through, right? Because those other alternatives now are just so ingrained into social media that there is no backing away from. Which is why I think for a lot of people, for the majority of the people who have access to the internet, it has become this like irreversible damage. in my opinion. Anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just too ingrained in society right now.
Yeah.
To individuals can break the cycle, but as
a society, it's
Yeah.
irreversible.
Society.
As a society,
Society, it is irreversible.